Hi everybody, David Paul in the KHOU 11 Weather Center, and we're looking at the rest of the weekend forecast. But then as we head into next work week, whatever your plans are, expect to have to dodge rain and some thunderstorms. And some of those could be quite heavy, and this heavy rain threat will really begin as early as Sunday night. And so Monday morning, your commute, your plans Monday morning and Tuesday morning may both be impacted by rounds of rain, something we really haven't had to deal with too much over the past week or so as we've been dealing with all of the heat. Here's the way the rain chances look as we head through the rest of the weekend. It's just a slight chance for scattered showers, but Monday, Tuesday, rain chances up to 60% both of those days, and so we could see some heavy downpours. High temps have still been hot, but not as bad as they were or could be. On Saturday, we hit 98. Last year on the date, we hit a high of 109. Last year was that terrible drought and heat wave. Normal for this time of the year is 94, so we were 4 above normal, and then 109 is the record set a year ago on this date in 2023. So here's the bigger picture. In the Gulf, there is an area of low pressure, but this is not at the surface. This is not a tropical low. This is a mid and upper level low. And you can kind of see how the clouds are rotating counterclockwise. See them? So that's how we know we've got an upper level low here, and that is going to move into the far western Gulf and into southeast Texas as we head into Sunday night and then Monday and Tuesday. And so that's the rainmaker that's coming in for the first part of the week. And again, we could see some heavy downpours as early as Sunday night. So let's walk through Sunday. This is 7:30 in the morning Sunday, and on the coast we could begin around sunrise with a chance for a scattered shower. But really most of the day Sunday is just warm and muggy and typical end of August weekend weather. Highs in the low to mid 90s, 20 to 30% chance for a scattered shower at best during the daylight hours on Sunday. Then we go into Sunday evening and Sunday night. This is 10 o'clock Sunday. And look at the rain chances that Future Track is putting in here with some rain sweeping in. That's part of that big spin out there in the Gulf, that counterclockwise rotation at the mid and upper levels, bringing in energy that will begin to kick off scattered showers and storms inland as early as Sunday night. That's 10 o'clock Sunday night. So you may have the pitter-patter of raindrops overnight Sunday night into early Monday morning. That's 5 a.m. Monday. So I'm saying your commute Monday morning looks likely to be impacted in a lot of spots by rain and a scattered shower and maybe a flash of lightning in some of those. We're not expecting anything severe, but heavy downpour on your commute on a Monday morning very quickly can become severe for you if you have to drive through it. And then by the middle of the morning Monday, still a good chance for rain, scattered showers, increased clouds. Look at temps, 70s, low 80s by 10 a.m. with the rain forecast to come in and also impact temperatures, keeping them a little bit more under control. We may still make the low 90s on Monday, but in the afternoon you can see scattered showers a chance from Livingston to Tomball in the Woodlands to downtown to El Campo, Angleton, Alvin, Pearland. So rain chances increase as we head into the first part of the work week. Next 3 days then, Sunday a 30% chance for a scattered shower, Monday a 60% chance for that more widespread rain, and then Tuesday that more widespread rain chance continues. So Monday and Tuesday look wet. Both morning commutes Monday and Tuesday could be impacted by widespread rain and a couple of thunderstorms. I'll still put the mid 90s in there for highs, but if we get enough rain and cloud cover, maybe we'll get a break and not even make the mid 90s one or two of those days. Now to hurricane season. We are in the heart of hurricane season. Statistically, this time of the year, and we are right here, second half of August, near the end of August, right there. September 10th is the statistical peak for tropical cyclone development in the Atlantic, and then it stays high, backs down a little bit going into the middle part of September. So, I mean, we're right in the highest part of when it's most likely, statistically, looking back over the years, for us to get tropical storm and hurricane development. And we're in a season where it was forecast to be one of the busiest ever. The original forecast from Colorado State University was for 25 storms. They backed it off on their update to 23 storms, when an average year has 14 storms. But look, so far this season, we've only had 5. Alberto, Beryl, Chris, Debbie, and Ernesto. And of course, Beryl, the one that became a Cat 5 out in the Eastern Caribbean, then hit us as a Cat 1. That's the one that did all the damage to our power grid and the trees. But now Ernesto, that's it. We only had 5 storms. So if we're going to get to that 23, that lowered amount from Colorado State University, we'll have to go through all of these names and a couple of more. We'd have to go through Adria and Braylon to get to 23 named storms. And we're way behind. So maybe it won't be as busy a season as they've been forecasting. That's fine. It's weird to say that in a season where we've already been hit by a hurricane early in the season, but maybe we won't get the numbers that they're forecasting. Either way, we're just going to take it one day at a time, regardless of the forecast. That's just how we do it. You have to do it just one day at a time. And this day and the next 7 days, it appears things are going to stay quiet, even though we're at the time of year when these things can really get going. So what's going on here to keep things so quiet in the open Atlantic and the Caribbean and the Gulf when we're in what is usually statistically the busy time? There's plenty of warm water. In fact, this is showing temperature anomaly, sea surface temp anomaly. So this is where sea surface temperatures are running 3 to 5 degrees above normal. But a little further south, temperatures have actually cooled. This is a recent development. They're not as above normal as they were. So sea surface temperatures here a little bit cooler. There's also plenty of dust that's still out here. So you've got dust, which is a layer of warm sinking air. That's the opposite of what you need to get storms rising to build into tropical systems. And then in this spot where you have the intertropical conversion zone, you've got sea surface temperatures that I just showed you that are not quite as warm as they were. So the water is a little less hot. We've got dust, and the ITCZ, Intertropical Conversion Zone, the active stuff is below 10 degrees north latitude. You really need to get these systems above 10 degrees to get enough twist, enough Coriolis twist to really get them cranking and get going. You can get storm formation in here, but the closer you get to the equator, the less Coriolis twist you have and the less likely you are to get to low pressure to form at the surface. So there's also that. There's also this. The Madden-Julian oscillation. So this is a global wave that has an active rising phase and then a less active sinking air phase. Right now, it's here in zone 3. It's forecast to become much more active, much more statistically significant, and move the lifting phase, where you get more showers and thunderstorms and more tropical development, into zones 4 and 5. That's over Indonesia. The lifting phase. On the opposite side of the planet, you get that sinking phase, and that's where we are. And so we're in the quiet phase of the Madden-Julian oscillation over the Atlantic basin. Here's what it looks like on a map. The lifting phase has moved over Indonesia, so you have more rising air. It's more likely you get storms forming here. And now the sinking phase is here on this side of the planet, the Atlantic basin. So you get the quiet phase, you get sinking air in general, which equals less storm development. So we've got the dust, we've got the ITCZ below 10 degrees north latitude, we've got sea surface temperatures out over the Atlantic that are not quite as hot as they were. A lot of factors working against more tropical development right now than they normally do this time of the year. That may be why things are so quiet and are forecast to stay quiet. So that's what's going on in the tropics right now. Again, we'll just take it one day at a time. Big picture stuff, upper level winds and surface fronts. There's one right now. That's actually going to lift to the north and not impact us. This goes into Monday. See that spin right there? That's the upper level low. It's going to give us the rainy weather Monday and Tuesday. That front scoots to the north, doesn't impact us. Another front and a trough in the upper level scoots along the Canadian border. They get some cool air across the Great Lakes going into next week, but that front stays well to our north. It's a little early for us to be getting fronts. However, we are going to go into September, and this model goes 10 days out, and if this does verify, a little bit more of a deeper trough might try to push a surface front through the deep south and Texas. Now, this is a long way out. This is not set in stone at all. What usually happens early September, if we do get a front push in here, it usually stalls and becomes a rainmaker for us, not a cold front. We're not going to get any cold air. But that's what the longer range models are depicting going out to September 3rd, first week of September. We'll keep an eye on that long range forecast. As far as Sunday, high temp goes to 95, 30% chance for a scattered thunder shower. And the extended forecast, Monday, 60% chance for rain. Tuesday, again, a good chance for rain and thunder, and a chance for a scattered thunderstorm each afternoon for the next 7 in a row, all the way into next weekend, next Saturday. That's where we stand. We'll keep you posted here as we continue through hurricane season and the end of August and almost the beginning of September. Thanks, man.